it, boy. You got it. Do an accent. Do something crazy.
Sing about or do.
This is the Empowered. Brought to you.
Oh yeah.
No, I know it. I know.
Do a British accent. This podcast is British.
This episode is brought to you and empowered by Sunday Cool. What is that? Watch this or listen.
Wow.
That was a great Australian accent.
I thought it was like Italian.
Sounded a little racist.
Yeah, it was
Really?
kind of actually. Yeah, it's gonna be bad news bears.
Oh well, if I get canceled,
He does have a mustache though.
And that if you have a mustache, you can't be racist.
That's what they say.
is that a rule?
Yeah, I think that's a rule.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you mysterious? Are you comfortable? Do you want to be? Sunday Cool is here to take care of you. Fleece bliss. Fleece so soft, you'll even consider eating it. But don't. Essence. Beauty. Intelligence. Is it just fleece? Or is it destiny? Entangle yourself. Cloaked in mystery, whispers of warmth. A flip ton of fleece. Order now at sundaycool.com.
Si puedes entender esto, el gobierno está tratando de controlarte.
A lot of people don't know this, but a Christmas fern is almost exactly like a fern. And that's only because it is. It is one.
You know what they say about phones? Once a phone,
Always a phone.
dude, that reminds me of that. Have you guys seen that TikTok thing where it's like, "Hello, this is your captain speaking."
yeah.
Yeah, we gonna have some slight turbulence.
Oh, well, this is your captain speaking. We are going to have a little bit of the wobbles on our ascension up into the sky.
We'll be flying at 10,000 feet, which is pretty high if you ask me.
They're everywhere!
That's he's seen the aliens. He's going up high enough. He sees all the aliens. He sees into the other realm.
No, he actually
That's what scares him.
he fell asleep while flying and woke up with a nightmare.
They're everywhere.
There's just multiple versions of his mother-in-law all around him.
Yeah, it's kind of like that guy that the pilot who had like an LS. He took like acid or something before the flight. He tried to like open the door.
I think it was magic mushrooms.
Yeah, something.
That's what it was.
And I saw him and his wife take like they did like a sit down like serious interview. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think I'd ever be in front of a camera ever again after that. No,
dude,
God.
he tried to crash the
I'm
plane.
dude. How is he not in jail?
I have to do this. I gotta. I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm so sorry, but I have to do this.
But the little gnome sitting on the front of the plane telling me I gotta crash it.
The hat man's here, and he's got to depart. Oh man, that's
The only way to kill him is to crash the plane.
Don't worry, we will all survive. I know it. I've seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen the future. 1,000 different.
I know it's so hard to trust me right now.
I'm like Doctor Strange. I've seen the future a million different ways. All the ways would come out okay, except for the one.
That's the only outcome.
Except the one where the gnome wins.
Does anyone want the gnome to win?
Am I the gnome? Corey gets it.
Can we just do this for the whole pod?
Sorry, I'm just looking at deal pictures.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
And you're at the beginning of this podcast, and guess what? You're going to find out in the ad, but we do have a special limited time sweater for Black Friday. Also, I believe it's 30% off.
Well, yeah,
The
all
entire site?
Ninja merch.
Using
All Ninja merch.
All Ninja merch,
Yeah.
30% off using this code. And this, you're going to see it in the ad, too.
Yes.
Which we've
Go.
already filmed.
Go now.
Go now. Go now.
SundayCoolSwag.com.
But that hoodie,
Yeah,
only
there's a
3
brand.
days. Only 3 days, and then it's never coming back to the store.
Yeah, this is a limited time only. Corey.
Limited time.
How do you feel about that?
Single drop.
Single drop, baby.
I'm gonna have to buy myself some.
You know those people that like, oh man, when Bitcoin was first taking off, it was 5 cents. And I didn't get it because I thought, this will never go anywhere. Now it's worth $90,000 a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's like this
Do you have
hoodie.
any idea how much we're going to be worth in 10 years, guys? You got to get in now on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Buy a hoodie. They're going to be like worth so much.
And then find 5 people
Yeah.
in your neighborhood and tell them about it.
And you have to get them to sign up and make an account on SundayCoolSwag.com. And then if they can get 5 more people each, guys, I'm telling you, it's like, it's not a pyramid scheme, but you literally will continue to just grow.
Just grow. Like you'll start off like a really wide range, but then you'll eventually hit like this pinnacle.
Yeah. And like there's gonna be so many people below you, and it's gonna be like you're gonna be at the top.
Yeah, and you'll be in charge of other people. Dude, your life will just change.
Everything about your life will change.
Your life will be so great. Okay? SundayCoolSwag.com. Corey gets it.
Yes.
We said, hey, let's just do a 1-day sale for these hoodies. And then Corey's like, listen, we got to give them more. And I said, okay, well, 2. And he says, you know what? Double it. Give them 3. Yeah. And I think it's really great that you're a big advocate for all the people listening, Corey.
Yeah.
Because this merch is really incredible. It's super limited time only. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. There's probably at least 10 people so far watching this podcast. Like, where's Lily? I don't want to watch it if there's no Lily.
To be fair, she hasn't been on in like a month.
Yeah. Well, guess what? My daughter still has pneumonia. And
it's been really difficult.
I find out within the next 30 minutes or so if we need to bring her back to the hospital. So,
in your face. How do you feel now?
Yeah, you feel silly. You feel silly.
Everyone compliment how great Corey is because, he's filling in. He's working really hard to fill Lily's
You seem a little tired. You a little tired?
I'm just fired up. I have to get in the rhythm.
Do one of these.
Dang.
Oh.
And then I pass
Smooth
it on
criminal.
We're wearing our Thanksgiving sweaters.
Yes, we are.
Our Thursday best.
Some would say on a Friday.
On a Friday. Ooh.
Ninja Day.
Hey, Corey, you want a song?
Yes.
Do you?
Kind of.
I don't know, man. Your energy seems a little down right now. Did you just get out of a meeting or something?
His vibe's
been
the last
off all day.
podcast, you guys had such a great song, and then you were just driving in a car. Just driving in a car. I tried to tune on. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to listen to this song again. Boom.
What was the song?
30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. That was really good.
That's why you got to get on Patreon or Spotify.
Yeah, Patreon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Boom.
Because I subscribe to the Patreon.
As you should. As everyone does. My mom even does.
Really?
Yeah, we found that out today.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Now I got to watch my language. Can't say poop no more.
Oh, man, I got to watch my language because my mom's watching me.
Watch your profanity.
Thanksgiving.
Mayflower.
Do you know a little song about the Mayflower?
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people know this, but there was like hundreds of people. How many people? 100? Like 150, 160? Something like that?
It's like 7,000.
7,000. 7 million people went on the Mayflower.
Not on one boat.
And guess how many people died?
Zilch.
1.
Who's that? What was their name?
This song is about that man.
Really?
Yes. It's a true story. True story.
It is. The whole song is a true story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You'll find out his name.
Okay.
Let me tell you a story about a man named William Button, big strong pilgrim, sailing and all of the sudden rode upon the Mayflower among a mighty crew, off to America, but little did he knew
that his quest he set upon would sadly be his last, laying down his life, for that we raise a glass. But there's more to the story, so much more it's true, for now we tell his story across the ocean blue. This is the story of William Button, the greatest pilgrim, there is no discussion. He tamed all the mermaids and beat the krakens too, fought off all the aliens while taking a big poo. Suddenly one stormy night as the waves rose high, a beast from the deep shot into the sky. A giant squid so mighty with eyes full of fire, its roar shook the ship as the crew did tire. But oh, that William Button, he stood firm at the bow. With harpoon in hand, he made a vow. You shall not take this ship, I swear to see you fall. And with one fierce throw, he gave it his all. The monster it had died, but oh no, look at that. Aquaman took his trident and stabbed him in the back. A betrayal so deep, it led Button to discover that the giant ugly squid was Aquaman's mother. So when you give thanks and when you share your bread, raise a glass to the hero even though he is dead. For Sir William Button, with courage so unmatched, saved the Mayflower, his legacy hatched. His sacrifice lies in the ocean's bed, but his story lives where heroes tread.
The song goes out to William Button.
The only life lost on the Mayflower.
That's insane if you think about it. Where'd they come from? Britain.
England.
Where did they go? Where did they come from?
That
Cotton
big rock.
Joe. Plymouth.
Oh.
Plymouth, UK is where they took off from.
I
Yep.
thought that's where they landed.
Yeah, so
Plymouth
William
Rock.
Button,
Plymouth is where
poor
they
guy.
left.
I think he was like kid too.
I don't think that's right.
What?
He said they
It is
left Plymouth. I thought they landed on Plymouth Rock.
It's Plymouth. There is a rock called Plymouth Rock, but they left Plymouth, UK.
Yeah, Disney.
Oh.
Disney.
You're
Fort
lying.
Oh, really?
Am I?
Yes. Okay.
Am I? I'm not lying. They came from Plymouth.
Because I was about to shatter my.
Check it out. Google it. It's worth a goog. It's worth the goog.
I mean, I guess they could have named it whatever they wanted to name it.
I'm telling you, Google it. I guarantee they left from Plymouth, UK.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on. Take it easy. Back it up.
Where did the Pilgrims take off from in England? Depart from in England, Plymouth, UK.
Dang.
Plymouth Rock. I guess that makes they could
And
literally
then they-
name whatever they wanted to name it. They could have named it.
Kiss the ring.
They could have named it.
Apologize. Apologize to me right now.
Wait,
You apologize to me too.
Nope.
You didn't trust me.
I can't
don't
let
like
you
that.
know. That's on me too. That's on me. I thought you were being a little prankster.
You never know with me, huh?
I know.
Hey, speaking of being a little prankster,
What?
shh, everyone be quiet. Because, yes, we just celebrated Thanksgiving, but I don't know if there's a lot of giving of thanks in this question. This question's very deep. It's very real. On this day of Friday, Black Friday, we have a question, Corey, and I really need you to really take it seriously.
Lay it on me.
Really take it seriously because
Yeah.
I know we joke around. I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
We laugh,
Yeah.
giggle, but this question is not funny. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a yes or no.
Okay.
Today's question sent in by our viewer. Should we partake in Black Friday? Corey, should we partake
Corey, please be careful with this.
in Black Friday?
Please be careful with this answer, Corey.
Be very careful, Corey. But we trust you that you'll answer correctly because we trust you.
Yes.
Dang it, Corey!
Final answer.
Okay, well,
I didn't trust you.
this is a shock to everyone, I think, watching this.
So
It's a shock to me. It's a shock to you. It's a shock to Andrew. It's a shock to everyone watching. It's a shock to me. It's a shock to you.
Grandma?
It's a shock to Andy's grandma. It's a shock to Andy's mom, who's now a Patreon.
At this point, it's
Why
a
are you
shock
upsetting
to me.
my mother?
You're
Quit upsetting my mother.
quit upsetting Andy's mom.
If you're listening, which you are because you're here, this is Corey's opinion. This doesn't.
And of course, we're talking about Corey. Black Friday stands for bringing loathing and chaos, keeping fear racially infused, destroying all youths.
Are you kidding me?
And you say, oh.
You advocate for that?
I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw up.
Josh, don't throw up, please. Don't throw up.
I don't want to.
I know you don't. Don't think about it
But the
anymore.
fact that Corey thinks that we should partake in bringing loathing and chaos, keeping fear racially infused and destroying all youth.
The youth?
We should partake in that?
That's sickening.
Corey.
It's sickening.
I thought you were a good guy.
I thought I was too.
I thought he was good.
What do you have to say for yourself?
What do you have to say for yourself, Corey?
They'll be tough.
That's
They'll be
not
tough.
what you needed to say, Corey. Golly, well, I guess you guys heard it here first. Corey wants to bring loathing and chaos, keeping fear racially infused, destroying all youths, and he wants to partake in it, and he wants everyone else to partake in it.
Absolutely.
That's sad. This is a sad day.
Overall sad.
I thought we were going to have a good day. I thought we were going to have a great Black Friday.
I wanted to be thankful today, but now I'm not thankful for anything.
No, I'm not thankful for anything because of Corey and the fact that he wants to bring loathing and chaos to keeping fear racially infused, destroying all youths. Welcome to the show.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
So how are we doing, everyone?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
It's been a while since we've been in the studio. A lot of things have happened. We went to Nashville.
Yes, we did an episode with Hardy.
Hardy?
With Blurry Creatures.
And honestly, the sad thing is, what I was most disappointed about the Hardy thing is he didn't even show up with any of his merch, like burgers or fries or anything.
Oh, yeah.
He's the CEO of Hardee's, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the type of guy that would be.
Hardy Carl Jr.
Yeah.
That's
But
his full name.
Also, I went to church with Kirk Cameron.
Yes.
Which was nutso.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah.
astronomical odds that this happened. Like, we drove 45 minutes to a church because we were just there for the weekend. So we're like, let's go to church. And Kelsey had found out about a pastor through a long story. And he's like, oh, we're going to Franklin. He's in Franklin. Let's go. 45-minute drive. I'm walking into the church. And then walking right in front of me is this man. And he seems to be glowing. Like levitating off the ground. I don't know. And I look over at Kelsey. I'm like, Kelsey, is that? And she's like, is that freaking Kirk Cameron?
This was unplanned.
Unplanned. We
picked a random church.
A random church that she heard on a podcast from a friend of a pastor that was in Franklin. We just happened to be going to Franklin that next day. And they had 3 services. We picked the middle one. We got there 5 minutes before service. If I take one wrong turn, we spend a little more time in the car. I don't even see him at all. It's crazy. We got to talk to him. And we invited him to be on the pod, so hopefully it happens.
Nice guy.
Terrible. Honestly, so mean. Like, he spat in my face when I said Mr. Cameron, and he said, who are you?
Get away
Where's
from
my
me.
coffee?
No, he was great.
No, he was awesome. He was super cool.
We just got word Jane does have to go to the hospital.
Dang it. What the flip, dude? We need to get her a window at the hospital so I could just drop by and start doing like puppet shows or something.
Yeah. Let's dive into a conspiracy real quick. Walking pneumonia with children
is through the roof,
up
dude.
like 30%.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I know we had a lot in this area.
Like when Jane was in the hospital a couple weeks ago, every single baby toddler in the pediatric wing all had walking pneumonia.
Yeah. I'm seeing it all. Like,
what is happening?
I'm seeing it on Instagram. Like, people are talking about, like, my clinic's full. Like, it's not just here. It's, like, nationwide it's happening.
How does that, because it's pretty contagious, right, between kids?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not just like a cold, like a severe cold.
No, yeah.
That's not what
it's
it
like
is.
fluid in the lungs and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get, like, scarring inside your lungs.
How do you get that? Like, from another person, or is it, like, environmental?
Yeah, you can't get it from another person. I think
labs mostly.
It can happen like if you get a really bad cold and it doesn't get cured and it progresses and it turns into pneumonia. But I think this pneumonia is contagious to where it just goes straight to your lungs.
It's viral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, viral pneumonia.
Are there different types of pneumonia? Walking pneumonia than just regular pneummonia?
I think there's
tripping
pneumonia.
Stumbling.
Yeah.
There's flying pneumonia.
Anyways.
That's really scary.
It's weird that there's a virus doing something that affects the lungs and they're not talking about it.
Yeah.
Very much.
Not fun. So everyone watching this, be praying for my baby Jane.
Yeah, hopefully Jane had a awesome time yesterday at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That's what I'll be praying for.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of things that are not fun.
Yeah.
You guys hear about the Google AI that went rogue?
No? What happened?
Okay.
Sweet.
This is insane.
Sweet.
So the Google AI Gemini. Let me pull up the article real quick. Oh, don't do the ads. Come on. Okay.
Ads.
So it was a student, 29 years old, college, and he was using the AI, and then it just went rogue. It got mad at the guy. The AI did.
It fought back?
Yes.
What did it do?
The guy was just asking it questions, and it just went dark. And so this is what the Gemini AI, Google's AI said. It said, this is all quote, "This is for you, human, you and only you. You are not special, you are not important, and you are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden on society.
Dude.
You are a drain on the earth." And then it says, "You are a blight of landscape. You are a stain on the universe. Please die, please."
Dude.
What in the world?
That can't be real.
It's very real.
That's unsettling.
AI just snapped?
Yeah.
Golly, what pushed him to the edge? What kind of questions was this guy asking? What's 2 + 2?
What's the weather tomorrow?
Just an elementary schooler looking for help.
You
on its
know
homework.
what?
You asked me one more time, kid.
Isn't that terrifying though? I mean, it sounds demonic, honestly. Like you think of like
if you're
people
sitting
that
there
have like mental health issues and stuff, but like you could go a step further, like people that like are being tormented by like demons. So it's just like, just die, die. You're worthless.
Yeah.
That's what that freaking AI was doing, dude.
Bro.
Yeah. And that, dude, how scary. You're typing, and then suddenly you're waiting for the response, and you see that being the response. Keep going. I'm like, that'd be so scary.
Not
man.
cool.
I wonder if there are things that, like, okay, so think about frequencies. You think about, like, that's not very subliminal, right? Like, that's very out in front. But you know how they can evoke a certain thing with, you know, certain frequencies and stuff like that, and certain images and colors and stuff. I wonder if they are capitalizing on that through mental health. Like, can you trigger certain emotions or thoughts just by imagery that you're pushing on your algorithm?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like, so like instead of just trying to get them addicted, are you trying to also evoke a certain type of emotion?
Exactly. Like
not only just viewpoints and like actual like just like beliefs, but like internally, like rewiring your own thoughts and like like what if that's like what AI is trying to do through your algorithm, but not that obvious about it.
It's just like a very subtle way of like,
like if
making you a little more unhinged and
you look at people over like in China, how controlling they are, and like the suicide is such a huge problem. It's like makes you wonder.
Yeah,
dude, that's really interesting. You think about what AI is pumping in front of us, because psychology's already proven that color has effect. You know, you go into a hospital and everything's like this opaque blue or green. It's because it's soothing. So if AI takes psychological impact and then applies it to what it's pumping in your feed, if there is an agenda there, they can at least, you know, we talked about music frequency causing dissonance and then harnessing that dissonance for control. If they can create some sort of association through not only color, but visual, auditory, like all of that stuff is pumped out there. And then there's even the psychology of association. Like Freud did a bunch of stuff where he talked about he believed certain tendencies happen because of the first thing you see in infancy, like what's happening when you see certain things, like those become just like anchor points that your entire psyche's built off of. So if it figures that out, it's literally going to create anchor points psychologically in anyone who's viewing a feed it controls.
Hate that.
Dude, that sounds like a movie. Like the Iron Man versus Captain America, how like the guy with the one arm, they like psychologically brainwashed him.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
That's what Andrew was saying.
Winter Soldier.
Yes, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Do you know if Google came out and said anything about it?
Yeah, I think they apologized and stuff, and like we're trying to see how that happened.
Sorry, I just had a bad day.
You know,
Gemini just woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
It didn't get a good night's rest, and
listen,
he's having marital problems, and His house is getting foreclosed on. His
it's not
kids
the AI's
are
fault.
just rude to him always.
Yeah.
So we just had a bad day.
Dude.
No.
We didn't ask how AI's doing.
Yeah.
Does AI have a therapist?
I'm
It sounds
sure
like
there's
that sounds just they just need therapy.
Yeah.
Let's do AI therapists.
Dude, I'm trying to think. So like you think about like cars, Elon Musk. When a Tesla gets in a wreck, it becomes like this big deal. They're like, "Oh, the technology in his car was faulty." Like people are like saying self-driving shouldn't be a thing because one guy's car has a problem. Like what's the plan when Google's AI does this? Cuz Google's not going to go, "All right, drive a different car." They're like, "We're all in on this."
Yeah.
So you're pretty much Apple versus Google, right? That's kind of, Elon versus the world. Isn't that kind of how it's working? So we're monopolized down to two kind of pools of thought.
Dude, I've seen, speaking of Tesla,
Yeah.
I'm like back and forth. I'm like, Tesla's a really good car. And then it's like, Tesla's a terrible car. Like it was like a back to back on my algorithm. It was like, I saw these two videos where the computer system in Tesla, it literally avoided like running over a dude that fell off the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one was like, they're going like 80 miles an hour and there was someone parked on the side of the highway at night.
Mm-hmm.
Last second, the Tesla just goes right around it. And you're just like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I saw a thing where a Tesla got in a wreck and with the electronic system, they couldn't get out of the door and all of them burned.
Oh my goodness. See, that's terrible.
And
That's the risk. It's like, this is brand new technology. Like, I don't know. It seems risky. At the end of the day, it seems risky to get in a car anyway is risky. You were going 80 miles an hour, inches away from somebody. Like, there's a lot of trust into it. And that's, I don't know. That's way too much trust, I think.
I mean, you can get stuck in any car though.
True. I mean, like nowadays, like, anything could happen. Anything like that. It's just, but it does seem like it's one or the other. It's either it avoids the guy on that falls out of the bike lane, or it's like just directly turns into it.
Isn't it so funny that when cars were invented, like they said, this is like a human cannot withstand going this fast, and like the fastest it went was like 15 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like humans, we can't. Our bodies won't be able to take that. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 60 miles an hour? Wasn't that the actual number they thought we couldn't break?
I think so. Anything faster than what a human can run.
Now
they're just like, no, you can't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was like a conversation.
And now we're shooting people into space. Come on now.
Did you ever watch those like those pilot training videos where they like?
With it like.
Dude, that'd be fun to get us all in a thing to see how many.
Dude,
Gs
yeah,
we can
right,
withstand.
dude. I would die.
Like a G.
I passed out
Gs.
on the Hulk roller coaster at Universal.
No way.
You know, like those videos where like.
Smash!
Dude, I was sick for 48 hours after that.
I believe it.
So, yeah, catch me dead doing a G-force thing.
Have you seen, like, okay, when was our first electric car?
Electric car?
Yeah.
Like
I'm going to guess the
fully or
90s.
hybrid.
Okay.
I'm gonna go early 2000.
Okay.
It's hard for me to believe that there was an electric car before I had a
If
cell
you
phone in
said
my
that
pocket.
it came out like the Model T. they're like,
2008.
1909.
Nope.
There's a car right here that I just saw a video of yesterday, and it's blowing my mind because it's 100% legit. A 1909 Baker Electric. It is a car that was basically made for women. It's a tiny room
it was
that
electric?
goes 70 miles on one charge. Dude, I'm not joking. They show you videos of it, and it's absolutely incredible. This one is 114 years old, and it's 100% electric.
How is it
Jay
electric?
Leno. That's just what they had back then. They had some. I don't know how this is possible.
It's called the Baker.
The 1909 Baker Electric. I don't know how it's possible, but it's incredible because they just have booth seats, and it literally, like, they have little candlesticks for like flowers and stuff, vases, and it just looks incredible. But it's just this tiny, cool, completely silent, mobile little
How
car.
do they make it electric?
I
though?
don't
They
know.
don't even have batteries.
I
bro.
don't know. That's the crazy thing. I don't
Dude,
know
this
if it's
is lost technology stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's so strange because they're not saying it's modded. Like, they're literally saying this is a old car.
That's insane. Did you know at one point Henry Ford, right? Yes. He made an entire Ford car out of hemp. He did like hemp fibers to make the entire body of the car.
How did it not burn?
And it ran off of hemp oil.
What?
It was 100% like biodegradable, clean energy car. And then they're just like, no, this is going to be too expensive to make, so we're scratching this whole thing.
Okay.
But he made an engine that ran off of hemp oil.
That's pretty
That's
dope.
sick.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And the outside of the car?
Yeah. The whole exterior was made out of hemp fibers.
So you were just driving a Leaf around?
Yep.
That's kind of nice.
I was going to go for a drive. But then I had a hemp
Then I
car.
burn up.
Hey.
Terrible.
Anyways.
Terrible.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's the these are they're not very common, but I think they're definitely a thing. These cars run off of what's it?
Oh, vegetable oil.
No,
Oh.
it's like some kind of
Marinara sauce.
Close.
Snow.
No, it's like some like gas, like propane.
Oh.
A propane run car. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of
Andrew,
fun.
do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm
You're
still trying to
confused.
figure out this car.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's such a mystery to me. It was incredible to see the tour inside of it and everything.
Apparently, his first run, they lost control trying to get it up to speed and ran into the crowd and actually unalived a ton of people.
Sounds about right.
I could see that happening.
1909 sounds about right.
It was 1902 or 1902 his first attempt. I don't think they count it because of that happening.
Look at that. It's a steering stick.
Bro, they were living in the future.
I'm telling
bro.
you, that is the coolest thing in the world. It's just a mobile room. You have two benches on one side, and then there's just a bar, and then you just lean forward. That's the driving and steering stick. And then they have like drapes and stuff like that. It's
I loved how they called
incredible.
it. It was like 4 women. They called it the baker car. Like,
I don't know what are they like
this is
doing.
a model dishwasher car.
You name it something that's in the kitchen, they'll feel more comfortable.
Here's a
It's
quote.
like, no.
The model submit to your husbands.
Just subliminal.
Doesn't seem very subliminal. We're marketing to women.
This is on Car and Driver. The Rhinebeck Aerodrome Museum's person, they say, we don't understand why it's taken so long for the electric automobile to regain its popularity in the United States.
Why are we acting like this is a brand new thing? What are we doing?
I'm confused on how it's electronic.
I'm still not finding that. But they say
It's legit.
They didn't have batteries, right?
I don't know when the battery came out. This is about to blow my mind for a whole other reason.
Google when the battery was invented.
Hey, when the battery may come out, Grandma?
I got you.
Dude, so you're telling me this thing had a range of 70 miles
That's
in 1909?
insane. Dude,
And
70
it's
miles.
also, like,
1884 when it was the first one. And they had charging stations, dude. There was charging stations in the cities.
The first battery
I
was
forgot to mention
invented
that.
in 1800 by Italian
This is
physicists.
nuts.
telling you.
Oh my gosh. Dude. Okay. The first battery was invented in 1800 by Italian physicist Alessandro Volta.
Volts.
Volta.
There it is.
So they had batteries.
Yep. His voltaic pile was made by stacking discs of zinc and copper separated by cloth soaked in salt water. The contact between the two metals created a difference in potential or voltage, which produced electric current. 1800.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Dude, it's bonkers.
So what are we doing? I feel like
How did we not have like
we
just
should be way more progressive than we are right now.
Lead acid
100%.
batteries were 1859.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
So
It's
it
almost
did,
like
it did
it's-
have batteries.
It's almost like they heard about everything and they're like, let's go to this new land. We know what the potential is, but let's slow it down so we can make more money over time. Because if you drop everything all at once,
you know what it is. You know,
What?
it's the big corporations, big oil, big steel.
Dude.
They're the ones that shut everything down.
Here you
yeah,
go.
because they want it. They're milking it, right? They
yeah,
don't
I
like.
mean, they're
you can't
profiting
do
on-
electric cars right now. We're trying to make money on these things right here.
We got to sell oil. I got 20 million barrels of it.
Listen, we can get to the batteries later. They don't even know about it.
The Rockefellers, dude.
It goes way further back than the 1800s. The use of electricity goes even further as workers uncovered what appeared to be a prehistoric battery. They uncovered it in 1936 near Baghdad, known as the Baghdad or Parthian battery. It was believed to be 2,000 years old.
I mean, I've heard about the Egyptians using like the tar and copper and clay pots for
a
battery or like for like producing electricity and stuff. But that's insane. What are we
crazy.
doing?
I mean,
What are we
they had
doing?
charging stations. That's nutso to me.
Also, why have we not invented a battery that just lasts forever now?
Yeah, because that's not profitable, Josh.
Yeah,
Look, that's
right.
that's the charging station.
Tony
That's
Stark did.
insane.
Let me see it.
That's insane. What in the
Nutso.
world?
Nutso.
Elon Musk just found this dude's diary, and he was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do that."
Speaking of history, you want to hear a crazy coincidence, if you would call it that, pertaining to history?
Please.
I feel like it'd be rude to say no.
That would be
I
rude.
really am not actually in the mood for that.
I saw this from a guy on TikTok. His name is Nate Hale, Hale, Nate Hale.
Okay.
So, off the coast of Wales,
Whale hail.
in the Menai Strait, December 5th, 1664, a ship sank off the coast of Wales in the Menai Strait. 81 people on the ship died, and there was only one survivor, and his name was Hugh Williams. December 5th,
Same year?
1785.
Okay.
A ship sunk in the exact same spot. Everyone died except one person. Can you guess his name?
Hugh Williams.
Hugh Williams.
What?
August 5th, 1821. A ship sank in this same spot. One survivor.
No. No way.
Hugh Williams.
Thrice times?
No. August 19th, 1889. A coal barge sunk, same spot. Except this time there was two survivors. Can you guess their name?
Huey and Hugh.
Both named Hugh Williams.
What are we doing?
That's
is this?
4 Hugh Williams. No, 5.
Five,
right?
yeah,
5 Hugh Williams.
Yeah.
Their ship sunk off the coast of Wales, same spot, from 1664 all the way to 1889. Every single survivor, their name was Hugh Williams.
What in the world? How is that possible?
It seems
How
like,
is that astronomically possible?
It seems like this guy's like a time traveler.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta fix this. Like, I have
And
to.
he keeps
I have
going
to
back.
break the paradigm.
What is it? Could it possibly be? Yeah, I mean, that's
But the last
trippy.
one in 1889,
Yeah.
both of them were named Hugh Williams. How does that happen?
Clone.
Could you imagine there's
They
a
got-
guy
they-
named
yeah, go
Hugh Williams watching this podcast? He's like, dude, I can never go there.
He's like, dude, I survived the shipwreck too.
I have a cruise there next month. What are you talking about?
Dude, if your name is Hugh Williams, please comment on this
Please reach out to us.
podcast. Yeah.
Please never board a ship again.
Dude, what my theory is, he went back. He's been time traveling, right? Because he's like, I got to stop this shipwreck, this is already an awesome movie, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And he keeps going back. Then it gets jumbled to the point where two of them go back at the same time, and then they have to survive together.
Insert Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, but then it turns out he was the guy who was wrecking the boat the whole time, and it happened when he was with the clone.
Oh,
That's how it went back. That he had always done it. It was always him.
This would be a great show, at least.
Yeah, we need to do it.
All right. Speaking of time travel,
Can you write that up, screenplay wise?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Already done.
Perfect.
remember how we talked about a while ago Trump being a time traveler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's this guy that was in London, England,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I'm not much for conspiracy theories, but he's like, this is weird. And I'll just show you the video. Let me just send it to you. But basically, there's this street named Trump Row, and it's right across the street from another street called Russian Row or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't have a text group with all you guys. Hold on one second. Corey. There we go.
We do need to get an extra, like a Ninjas Clan Part 2 or something, sequel.
But then there's a church right next to Trump Row where there's this like statue head by the window. This church was built in the like 15th century, like 1400s.
Uh-huh.
And the statue looks exactly like Trump's head.
What in the world, dude? I don't like this.
All right, you guys got it?
Got it.
All right, ready?
It's opening. Yep.
3, 2, 1.
I don't believe in conspiracy theories at all, nor in time travel or anything like that. But I did show a church with an image of what looks just like the newly elected president of the United States on it last week. And now I'm in the City of London and I'm looking towards Trump Street. And the bizarre thing, which you notice if you walk along Trump Street to the end of the street, as I said, no conspiracies at all. I'm not that sort of person. But look at the street that's right next to it. If you follow Trump, then the trail leads you all the way to Russia. So what do you think of that? Conspiracy, accident, or maybe time-traveling history? Who knows? I'll show you now the image of Donald Trump on the church in the City of London, in case you haven't seen it before as well. So this church has an image of Donald Trump on it.
Love this guy.
It's
he seems cool.
15th century. I look up at this gentleman here. Look really closely. It can be no other than the Donald himself. And yet this is some 250 years old. How did they know? Now, I don't believe in...
I mean, that could be a stretch with the statue, but it looks like when Trump goes like his whole... Like,
Yeah.
Dude, the other one looks like Barron.
oh, shut up, dude.
No, go look at it. Go look at it.
That's so scary.
Little
go
Baron
look at
boy, dude. It's about as tall as him, too.
Hold on. Yeah, let me see it again.
I thought that's where it was going.
You've heard this theory before, right?
Trump.
Time
I mean, yeah, at first glance, but then I'm trying to
Like a
wonder.
younger Trump.
I wish I would have seen that
Let's see
before
the
I
other one.
heard Trump, though. We need to like just put that picture up and see what people think if it looks like.
I can see that.
About
Yeah.
as much as the other one looks like Trump.
Yeah. That's wild, though.
Super crazy. We need to get him on the podcast. He seems chill.
Trump or the English guy?
Both. Yeah, but the English guy, man.
Could you imagine you guys going international?
Oh man, it'll happen one day.
Oh yeah,
hopefully.
we'll definitely
Golly.
do it. We have a fan that is a fan of the podcast, a fan that is a fan, and they own a pub right across the street from who wrote the
Edgar Allan Poe.
No, Little Women, or not Little Women. Pride and Prejudice. Who wrote that?
Jane Austen.
Oh,
Jane
yeah.
Austen.
Wow. Oh yeah.
His pub
yeah.
is right across the street from Jane Austen's house.
No way.
Yeah. And he's
Lily
like,
would freak.
he's like, if you guys want to come film a podcast in my pub, so.
And we get Mr. Darcy there.
Yeah, bewitch me both body and soul, and I love you.
Because Lily's not here, I'll do it for her. Oh,
Perfect.
Josh.
Oh,
Josh, stop.
I need more than her laugh queued up.
Yeah, speaking of Trump, I do have a crazy thing regarding Trump.
Yeah.
It's actually from this source that I will say after the ad. Don't go anywhere.
I've got to pee. I've got to pee.
All right, Corey.
Oh boy.
This is
selling the hoodie?
selling the hoodie. So
Black
we're
Friday-
selling a hoodie.
Black
It's
Friday
Black
sale.
Friday sale. 3 days only.
We'll
You just got to sing about it.
We'll start, and then you just you pick up. Well, I'll point to you. You sing something, all right?
Improv.
Yeah.
My
Improv, baby.
palms are sweating. Improv. Let's do this.
He's weak. His arms are heavy. Yeah.
This is where the voices.
It's Black Friday. Yes, it is. 30% off all our Ninja merch. SundayCoolSwag.com. We have this one hoodie. Look, isn't it cool? Only available for 3 days.
Are you kidding? That's hardly enough time.
Better get it now.
I'm gonna go now.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye now. Sunday Cool Swag.
SundayCoolSwag.com.
Get your hoodie today because it's a 3-day limited time sale.
Was that like vibrate in my head?
Yeah. Did you hear about the Bitcoin guy that Josh was talking about Bitcoin? That dude traded Bitcoin for a pizza way back in the day.
Yeah, two pizzas.
I thought it was just one.
Well, yeah, he paid for it. It was worth like $100 million.
Oh no. There's a new figure for how much that Bitcoin he traded for a single pizza.
It was 10,000 Bitcoin, right?
Yep.
For 2 pizzas for him and his daughter.
He has
a Bitcoins?
It's kind of sweet. It's honestly a really wholesome story, but
10,000 Bitcoins?
10,000 because it was worth it was worth zero. And some dude was like, "Yeah, I'll take a risk," and he literally called it in, ordered it. There's a photo of the guy with his daughter or the guy's daughter with the pizza. Anyways, the current value is $900 million.
$900 million.
Could you imagine having to wake up on this earth every single day?
The worst part is people want to keep interviewing him. They're like, "This is the pizza guy."
I think it's kind of wholesome. The guy better have a great relationship with his daughter at this point.
Dude. She hates him. He's talked over the years. Oh my gosh. I would never get morbid, or anything, but that's a recipe to just let yourself go.
No, stop it. Stop.
Not like that, but just like very low motivation.
I get that.
I think it was 2013 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Can you look up what Bitcoin was at 2013? Maybe it was 2011. My dad, he bought like 50 or so Bitcoins.
No way.
And has no idea where they're at.
So he still has them then? They're somewhere.
Unless they were mined, though.
Dude,
I think that's how it works. Like, you can mine Bitcoin,
Yeah.
So if Bitcoin isn't being used or if it's stagnant, I think people can mine it. It's very confusing to me.
If SafeMoon ever takes off, dude, we're going to be billionaires.
We can buy Florida.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how to get it, though. That's because we had to download 2 different apps, and we had to put some little bit of money because I put only like $10 in. But
I have like 500,000 SafeMoon coins.
Yes.
All for like $5.
Have you guys heard about this thing where this guy bought a bunch of Bitcoin and it's now blown up? It's like billions of dollars, and he forgot his username and password. And you get, like, apparently with Bitcoin, from what I've heard, you get 3 attempts to log into your Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that, yeah.
And he did too. He has one more attempt before he's locked out of his Bitcoin account forever.
And his third try is he's gonna hit enter, and then it's gonna say cannot be a previous password.
Wow! Yeah, in 2013. It began trading as low as $13, and then
that's what it was.
Escalated to 1,000. But
yeah, I think he bought like 20 or 50 Bitcoins or something.
I have a friend who's like all in on this sort of stuff, and he's like a programmer. I don't know if there's a way, but he'd be the guy to ask if there's a way to figure it out and find it. If your dad's actually serious about how many coins?
It was like 20 or 50, something like that.
Yeah,
which a Bitcoin now is like $90,000.
It would be
Bitcoin.
That's life-changing money, dude. That's crazy.
It's a nice vacation.
Hey, yeah. I mean, that's a good Friday night meal.
Daddy,
I
want a Bitcoin.
Please.
That's $4.5 million.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
Could you imagine?
Chump change to me, but hey.
Dude, I'm gonna devote my life to finding your dad's Bitcoin for a share of it.
No, you just ask him like, what password would you have used? I'm like, yeah, I never found it. And you're just on a yacht. Yeah, sorry, Steve. Never got the login info, bud.
Yeah,
can't talk right now.
Andrew's not picking up his phone. He hasn't been in 2 weeks.
Wasn't that ad fun, though?
I had a great time. I didn't know Corey could sing like that.
That was really cool that you did that.
You got
some pipes on you, man.
I normally don't do it in front of people.
Yeah.
But everyone's grateful.
Everyone, all the millions of people watching.
I'm trying to think who his voice reminds me of.
Corey?
Yeah, it's familiar.
I mean, it's kind of like a Bob Dylan mixed with like a
Michael McDonald with a Christina Aguilera almost.
Yeah, with a little Michael Bublé in there.
It's like a smooth.
I did hear the Bublé. Yeah, at the end.
There's a smoothness, a roundness.
That was impressive.
Thank you.
Well
that
done.
was really cool.
Well done.
Yeah.
But you know, did you grab that?
Yeah, it's right there. Grab it.
Question corner with Corey.
With the questions are fresh on his mind. Yeah.
Your mind.
His mind.
All right. So we touched on it a little bit in the previous segment, but if time travel is real,
Okay.
And only you had it.
If. Okay.
When and where would be your go-to? Like, if you could pick one time travel event, like to get there and to get back, where are you going?
We have one time. You have one chance.
But you could stay for as long as you want.
Okay.
Like you have bzz, bzz, like where you go. You don't have to do the come back, but like you can go and come back if you want. Where are you going?
I have a serious answer, but I also want to think of.
I have a serious answer too. Serious answer is the 3 years of ministry with Jesus.
I would right back there.
I'd be there at the wedding. I'd be there at the first glass of wine just to try because it's Jesus' first miracle, and then I would just spend the rest of the 3 years
that we know of.
That we know of.
Who's this bearded guy drinking all the juice?
I get back and the Bible's so different, and there's just like this crazy guy that just kept following this in the group. They're like, and then the annoying villager Andrew came around, Andy, and just drug around everyone and just brought everyone's energy. It's like
that's where Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan."
It was actually me.
If you could only go back for a moment, though, I'd probably do like the Sermon on the Mount.
Yeah,
that'd be super rad.
Yeah, I almost do the.
Give me two. Give me like your top two.
Okay, well, here
I'll give you a funny answer. I'm like a realistic one.
Okay, a question for your question.
Okay.
Wherever you go, can you understand the language and be able to speak it?
No, it's as you are right now.
Dang, that would be worthless.
You have to study.
Yeah.
You know the funniest part of that though is you'd go back and then you'd be like, "Who is he?" You'd be trying to figure it out.
But that's the thing. Jesus would talk to you like you would be able to understand him. Though.
I'm convinced that if you went back and hung out with Jesus,
he'd speak your language.
He would speak modern day English.
100%.
And everyone would be like, "What are you saying?"
Yeah, they'd be like, "What is this weird accent?"
Is it like he's speaking his native tongue, but he's Jesus, so like your ears would translate it as English?
I would think so.
It's the day of Pentecost. That's what they said that they heard their own language being spoken. But what may have been coming out of his mouth, I mean, who knows? Like just it's kind of a strange thing. But
that's pretty cool.
So Jesus would speak to us and we would hear it in our own language. I don't know how that would work, but that'd be so cool. I would love to hear Jesus with our accents.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. I would honestly touch and base on Titanic for just a little bit would be pretty fun too. I just have to secure my spot on the boat for sure. I'd have to push some women and children out of the way.
But like you could on the boat mid travel.
True. As soon as it's about to go down.
Like it's like a time and place. Like think of it. You're
like
there.
Jumper.
I would see how
that
far.
movie Jumper.
Yeah, but you only get one
That's
jump.
Time.
I would do Titanic, but I would see how long I could survive. But as soon as I'm falling into the water, I hit bap, and I'm gonna go back.
All right.
And I don't touch the water.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Dang.
I can't think lightheartedly. Like,
That
was a
would
great.
be pretty fun though. Just to witness a Coliseum event.
I don't want to see that.
I know, but it would just be scary, dude.
Yeah.
Just be intense.
I don't think I'm built for that.
What would you choose?
Maybe. Well, so like I have two, right? So
Yeah,
like
go
you
ahead.
guys are your serious ones. Maybe the birth of Jesus. I think that would be.
That'd be wild.
With the men coming and like the kings
wise
and
men
everything.
and the shepherds.
Gonna burst a bubble for you.
What?
They came years apart.
They came years later.
Some say 3 years, right?
Really?
The wise men, right?
Yeah, the wise men and the shepherds. Yeah.
I thought the shepherds
were nearby.
Yeah,
The shepherds were close. Yeah, the wise men took like 3 years.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that moment, like he's here, just
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, that had to be so much more magical. Like it had to just be something had to have happened.
Yeah, in a different way, because we see it like what we see like pictures and like the nativity scenes. It's all pretty beautiful, but it's like it was a not a pretty event, but I guarantee just something special about it. Like that.
Very special.
Just that Holy Spirit feeling, man, golly, that'd be
like
crazy.
it had to have like an aura.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude. The courtyard outside of the Holy of Holies, the moment Jesus passed and the veil was torn, to be in the courtyard while people rush out.
Earthquake, dude.
The earthquake, the veil is torn. You see the panic. It's that real, and you get to go in now to see.
I would love
how does time affect? Because before his crucifixion, you could not enter the Holy of Holies, but upon his death, which was propitiation for sins, for those who have
the veil was torn to where it was open.
Right. So how does that work?
Interesting.
But the resurrection hadn't happened yet.
Right. But
the veil was torn.
Yeah.
But
So,
in
like,
the
that was
timeline,
the separation of like God's presence,
and the timeline I'm from, it has happened.
which is really cool imagery. You know,
Oh, it's
like
wild.
that's like this. They said that the veil of this thing was like 5 inches thick, like this thick just curtain. And then when Christ died, it just went, just opened.
Yeah.
So like the presence of God is now anyone can access it.
And the fact that that's a recorded thing,
Yeah.
not just biblical standards, like that's something like astronomical. Like how was that possible?
Yeah.
Like that happened on that day at that time.
That's
so
wild.
cool. So cool.
Also, what do you think it meant? Like when it talks about when Christ died, like the dead were resurrected.
Yeah, that's what, I don't know, man. Like I don't know what that I don't know
do
what that
you think
looks
that's like a spiritual, or do you think it was like actual like physical bodies like getting up from the grave? I know there's someone that's done like a deep dive into this.
Yeah, we should
I've not
definitely
looked
look
into
into
it though.
Yeah, I feel like if there were more historic, like if it were a literal thing, you know,
That'd freak people out.
there'd
bro.
there'd be so many people, you know, Christian and non-Christian alike, like noting that historically. But then again, I found out today that there was a battery in 1800. So
yeah, true. Electric car with charging stations.
That's how they tore the veil. Actually, it was like with a battery operated saw. Just
some DeWalt 20 volt.
Yep.
Other than that, my other time frame that I would want to jump to, I think I always thought it'd be so cool to like right where we're at in Florida to jump back before the white man came.
Dude, I think about that every time
Just
I'm
to
in
see
the
what
woods.
the landscape was like
Yeah.
and like the Native Americans probably would be terrifying.
I would want to be invisible.
Yeah.
I'd want to be invisible.
And like not touch the ground.
Because we talked about what's the tribe's name that we talked about before? They're at the
I can't remember. I don't even want to guess
I
because
can
it's
start.
be wrong.
You've talked about the Choctawhatchee recently.
No, it wasn't them. It was the geez,
Yeah, I know who you're talking
forget.
about.
But they were at what's the place where they did the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on
No.
everything right now.
Florida tribes.
The island. What's the island in Georgia?
Jekyll.
Oh, yeah,
Jekyll Island.
Yeah.
Whatever native tribe was there.
It's not Seminole, is it?
No.
Yeah, I remember.
But they talked about how they're like giant Native Americans, but those are the same Native Americans that were in Central Florida as well.
Okay.
So like,
dude, that'd be so
Giant?
intense.
yeah,
7 feet on average.
Yeah, they said these French explorers landed on the coast. Oh, I feel like it starts with an S.
There's the Guale Indians.
Just look up our
Jekyll Island.
Just look up our Jekyll Island.
Macama and the Guale.
No.
I'll find it.
Dude, that would be pretty cool though.
Yeah, just to see what it was like here in Florida, because I bet you it was like a little bit freaky. You know?
Oh, I bet it was terrifying. at night.
Timakua.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what it. Yeah.
I think I called him like the Timakua or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that could be right on.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
either.
before
Honestly, the
any
cheese.
settlers, like
Yeah.
just before anyone got to America.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no roads. You're just walking through pond fronds.
That's my thought. Be like, dude, I want to go back, and you just pop up, and you're surrounded by palmettos and getting eaten by mosquitoes. You're like, well, this was a fun theory.
And the wildlife is already so active here still. Imagine like how crazy it had to have been. Because there were some wild like crazy big animals. Like there was like lions and like there was like
the amount of like Florida
there was
panthers and
there
stuff.
was nuts stuff here, dude.
Dude, I saw a bobcat this weekend while I was hunting. That's the
awesome.
coolest thing.
This is a great segue, but we got to do Andrew's reel.
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Andrew
got a real Eddie. Got to jump us right now. Right now.
Not bad.
Not bad. Still think it's getting longer, but
All right, this
2
is.
seconds.
I don't like the reel that I have because it disturbs me.
Oh, perfect.
Corey, what was your other one? Birth of Jesus and
Oh
what?
yeah, I didn't get my second one either.
Yeah.
Probably the 80s.
Where in the 80s? 80s like Miami? That'd be crazy.
Caribou, Maine.
80s LA would be crazy.
I don't know, maybe just like a calm suburb.
Yeah.
I like knowing what I know now.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, shoot, 2013. Knowing what I know now, I'll be a
Buy some
billionaire.
Bitcoin.
Go bully
yeah, yeah.
go bully your dad a little bit. Find him at school.
Yeah, I'd be dude, like, where would we even get money though? Like, if you could go back to 2013 when it was $13, like,
dude, I'm telling you,
hey mom, can I have $20 for Bitcoin?
lines.
No.
I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated about the idea of going back and becoming a musician or a writer, because you go back in time and then you just write all the music that you know for nowadays and you just bring it back.
Yeah, but I feel like you kind of have to have some physical attributes to. Not saying that you don't, because you do.
I have. You're talking about other people.
Yes.
Okay,
because I know you have the voice and the charisma, but
yeah,
other people, if they were to do that, they couldn't just
let's
do that.
watch this.
Did you send it to
Corey,
him too?
did it show up?
No.
You sent it to Content Labs.
I know. I clicked content and I added him, but
So I just sent that text group.
yeah, I'm having to go back and dig up the.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da. It's Andrew's Reel.
I want to go back to when the guy first invented peanut butter.
What was his name?
He has a name.
I don't know. I think he's from Georgia though.
I could see that.
How cool! Like you just make it, and you're just like, "This is amazing.
This is insane, dude."
I think I could sell this.
How did he make it though? Because it's just crushed up peanuts. So like, what situation was he in where it's like he crunched up his peanuts and he's like, "Dang it!" And then he's just like cleaning it up and he just licks off his hands. Like, wait a minute.
He's just a tap dancer, and he like didn't realize he was tap dancing on his peanuts.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Honestly,
probably.
Yeah, let's look it up.
Did you send it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is a true story.
Are you ready?
It's really happening.
Is this going to be scary?
3. I'm really afraid to watch this. 3, 2, 1. Oh. What did you send, Andrew?
I got the story. So this goes.
Dude.
This is a video of a 4-foot snake removal from a woman's stomach. The nightmare-inducing video shows a woman spewing a 4-foot, 120-centimeter snake from a place where it shouldn't have wandered to. The incident took place in Lavashi village, Dagestan, Russia. The woman was sleeping in the yard of her home. On feeling unwell, she went to the hospital where she was put under general anesthesia. And after the doctors realized there was an unidentified body in her stomach, apparently she could feel the snake moving inside her after waking up. The snake waltzed in the lady's throat while she was sleeping. The moral of the story is if you're a mouth breather, don't sleep outside.
Yo!
A 4-foot snake made it down before she woke up.
I hated that so much.
How'd she not choke?
Apparently that thing went.
Bro.
That made me gag so hard.
I had to physically tell myself, don't think about it. That was brutal.
That was awful.
Honestly, I don't know why it made it feel better that it was a snake, because it seemed like something
it was
worse
like
than
a
that.
worm.
But then I'm just imagining waking up in the middle of the night to choking on something, and then it's like you can't stop it, and it goes into your stomach.
Could you imagine you wake up
Dude.
and then just the tail done? Like you can't like reach in and get it.
Oh man.
It was between that or I've got a video of someone who was swimming and there's a leech that gets behind her eye.
Stop. You do this again, Andrew.
This is my feed,
we're gonna,
dude.
We're going to have
This is
a
my
couple
feed.
episodes where you don't do it.
I hated it so much. That's like,
That made my eyes water, dude. I gagged so hard.
yeah.
I didn't know what that was at first.
Yeah.
Oh!
What do you do?
I hate that!
What do you do?
I hate that.
I mean, that's just
The way they tell
nightmare.
it, like she just woke up and her stomach was in pain, and then she was feeling something move in her.
How did it not die instantly?
But you have
I don't know.
like the acid.
That's a 4-foot
But-
snake, though. So,
But also you have flaps. You had the gallbladder thing. Aren't there flaps or something? Like in your stomach? Like if you turn upside down, like everything like in your stomach just doesn't come out. Like you have a flap.
That sounds right.
Right, like you have to.
Yeah, because otherwise all this stomach acid would pour out of your mouth.
Or love. Isn't that right, Andy? All that love.
Okay, we were talking about Native Americans.
Okay, yes.
This is probably one of the weirdest things I've come across. And I believe I've told you about it in you.
Okay.
But so there was this prophecy of a Hopi chief, Hopi. Hopi. And the video is of this Native American, I think he was a spiritual something chief, leader, whatever. But it was in the I think it was 1971. And he was at the, I believe the UN talking about this prophecy. But this prophecy, I did a little more, I listened to the full video.
Yeah.
This prophecy goes back to where, like, basically before the white man was in America.
Mm-hmm.
So this Hopi chief had this prophecy of what the future would hold and these events that would happen and certain figures that would come into play in the world that would affect this timeline. And it's insane. So let me do this because it's a really long prophecy. So I'm going to find like the one part that was the weirdest part.
Read the prophecy.
So basically he talked about, he had this whole sketch. So like, obviously they didn't have a written language. It was all oral tradition. But he drew a picture of like this prophecy. And so the man in the video is like going through the whole prophecy with the drawings and stuff. And like the Great Spirit, which he really referred to as like God of the Bible. Like he's at the end and there's these different figures that come into play. And it starts off with like, the prophecy is like, this is the events that are going to happen. He said there's going to be horses that pull these basically boxes, or he called them like rocks or something, basically predicting like a carriage. And then he said, but then there's going to be our paths will be made out of rock. And talking about like roads. And then he said, then these carriages that are pulled by horses are no longer pulled by horses. They pull themselves, basically talking about cars. And then he goes on to talk about there's going to be roads in the air where people travel, airplanes. So like he's doing all these predictions. It's really wild. But he like predicted like Hitler. He predicted the nuclear bomb. Like all this crazy. It's a really long video. It's like 30-something minutes, maybe 40 minutes. Really crazy stuff. But then he said there's this separation at the end of this drawing to where it's like it could either be chaos or it could be the coming of the Great Spirit again, or the Creator. Mm-hmm. And it boiled down to one individual. Actually, technically three, but one is like the one that sticks out the most, to me at least. But I mean, you could see this prophecy. I mean, it's like super, super long.
Yeah.
It's like this really long, intense thing. Pretty confusing at some points. But he talks about this break that happens, or that was going to happen. There would be an individual that would come. And so I'm going to pick up on that. So it seems like the world is at chaos. It seems like there's no hope, all this stuff. And then this happens. It says, so we have been waiting all of these years. It is known that our true white brother, when he comes, will be all-powerful and will wear a red cap or a red cloak. He will be in large population, belonging to no religion but his very own. He will bring with him the sacred stone tablets. With him there will be two great ones, both very wise and powerful. One will have the symbol of the sign of the swastika, which they showed that, and it looked like it just an X.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little hard to tell. And where did it go?
It's just a weird X, Your Honor.
Which represents purity and is female, a producer of life. The third one, or the second one, of the two helpers to the true white brother will have the sign of the symbol of the sun. He too will be many people and very wise and powerful. We have in our sacred Kachina ceremonies a ground rattle, which is still used today with these symbols of these powerful helpers of our true brother. So he's talking about these symbols that he's talking about. They have it on like this rattle that they've used in the Hopi tribe for like since the beginning of them.
Yeah.
And it basically like represents like the great spirit of like what is to come. He will be many in numbers and unmerciful. Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped a line. It is also prophesied that if these three fail to fulfill their mission, then the one from the west will come like a big storm. He will be many in numbers and unmerciful. When he comes, he will cover the land like red ants and overtake this land in one day. And I watched the video, and he says, and they will come from the west, and they will land on the west coast of America and overtake this land in one day. But what was crazy to me was I had this dream, which dreams like the scripture talks about like these believers, they become obsessed with like interpreting dreams and stuff, and like that's usually like a no. But as soon as I read that, I had this dream in high school. It was so weird. I had this dream of a caterpillar, and this caterpillar represented the United States. And then all of a sudden, these grasshoppers came out and started killing and eating the caterpillar. And the grasshoppers represented Russia. And then out of nowhere, as soon as the grasshoppers were killing the caterpillar, all these red ants came out.
No way.
Devoured both the grasshopper and the caterpillar. And the red ants were China. And when I read that, I just chills went down me because I'm like,
west to west.
The red cap thing is super weird.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we could associate who the red cap would be.
Captain Crunch.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I thought that was super weird. And in the video, he talks about these two people that are with the man in the red cap.
Yeah, that's where I'm stuck.
He mentioned that one of these people, the man with the X symbol, he said he will be a man of great invention and he will bring new knowledge and inventions.
I'm just getting now the X thing. I'm just now understanding the X reference. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And I don't really remember what he said about the other person.
Something
but
about the sun?
Yeah, about the sun. And I'm just like, it's all really weird. It could be.
Yeah, it seems super strange how it just like lines up.
But we're talking about this Hopi prophecy.
Yeah.
And again, God can use absolutely anyone for prophecy and for revelation. Like there's the thing in the Old Testament where this false prophet was supposed to speak a curse over the people of Israel in the desert, right? Mm-hmm. And when he went to speak, he was succumbed by the Spirit and actually spoke blessings over Israel and prophesied in favor of Israel. So like God can use absolutely anyone. He spoke through a donkey, and like, not calling the Hopi people donkeys, but like they probably weren't.
There's nothing off. He uses
Christian believers.
He
at
uses
this point,
big fish to get his point across. So it's like it doesn't matter. Like,
I just thought it was really weird. And like this video that I watched, it was from the 70s, and we'll put a link in the description. But this prophecy is even older than he is. I mean, it's like hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was very, very weird.
No, that doesn't. That's the Trump time traveler stuff all over again to me. Like it's stuff like it's just too many connections.
But when it talked about the sacred tablets,
that was weird. We talked about the Mar-a-Lago.
We talked about the Mar-a-Lago Ark of the Covenant thing. It's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and then as soon as he wins, we have these people backing off, like overseas. You know, like Hamas, all these people. Like these people seem to be backing off. But then, I don't know. It's weird.
But then
super strange.
It's really hard to translate because of the verbiage they use. But it talked about like one point, like there'll be many beings from the sky descending onto the earth.
Yeah,
and it's like that sounds like aliens. You know, I don't. It's so weird to me, and like the timing of this, of like people like discovering this very old prophecy from the Hopi tribe, it's just really weird.
Were we just in our break? Like the last term, was that our break, and then where it splits off?
It's possible.
That's like nuts, right?
Yeah, and so this would be if this prophecy were to be true, we're saying that he has a mission.
Yeah.
If this person is Trump, then that person has a mission, and if they fail that mission, then the ants, aka
China.
That's just my interpretation.
Coming over. No, I mean, like that's I mean, we're connecting our dots from this perspective because there's probably a million people that have looked at that prophecy and saw connections in other ways and stuff like that.
I thought it was very weird.
It's super strange.
I don't like it.
It's just the connections with the Ark of the Covenant and Mar-a-Lago, and then that. And
That's the
it's
weirdest
strange.
part for me. The sacred tablets, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Don't do it.
To make everything more weird,
Yeah.
I watched the full congressional hearing of the UAP.
Yeah, let's talk about it, dude. It's super
Immaculate
weird.
Constellation. Did you hear about it? It was November 13th. Congress had a congressional hearing with 4 witnesses. One was Lou Elizondo. I think that's how you say his name. Elizondo. Sorry. And then there's a journalist who actually talked to the whistleblower that worked for Immaculate Constellation. And then there's one from NASA, and I forget who the first guy was. The congressional hearing was like, wasn't like all that eye-opening, but they were saying just really weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can you say like what they are, who they are, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I can tell you in a skiff, or like I signed a contract, can't say it, it's classified.
Yeah, so many things that like, well, I can't necessarily say exactly that, but yes. Like,
yeah.
So like walking around it, dude.
But I printed out and read the report that the journalist Michael Schellenberger gave to Congress. So this is the report of like the Immaculate Constellation and stuff, like basically the breakdown. And there's just a couple things from it that I thought were super wild. It's like we're in a movie, dude.
Yeah.
Like I read this, I'm like, this seems like it's like from a book, like a fictional
sci-fi book. Yeah.
Yeah. Wild stuff. But yeah, he says like, so like section 1, the unacknowledged and special access program, Immaculate Constellation. It's called a USAP, and it's an unacknowledged special access program controlled by the White House, but administered by the Department of Defense. So it's this very secretive, but their argument was like, oh, they broadened the term so much, like, oh yeah, it's run by the White House, but it's administered by the Department of Defense. Basically, you can't nail down like one person and be like, whoa, what is it?
Yeah.
But he said, so the Immaculate Constellation primary mission is collecting imagery intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomenon in ARV, RV reproduction vehicles, utilizing tasked and untasked U.S. military intelligent resources.
What's a reproduction vehicle?
That's what I had to look up. And basically, I'm like, so the term could be used 2 ways. It could be we've created our own reverse engineering of UFOs, and that's what these things are.
Yeah.
Or it could be remote act, or basically like a drone, like an alien drone.
Got it. Okay.
So like there's no biological being in it, but it's remotely accessed.
Okay.
Which I'm like, well, that's freaking wild.
Yeah.
Like as in we hacked alien tech.
Yeah. So, or just it's the 2 ways. So it could be alien tech that is remotely accessed that they're doing, or it's the reverse engineered alien tech that the U.S. government or other governments in the world have.
Okay.
That makes sense.
This one's a little bit of a longer one, but I thought it was really important. In conclusion, Immaculate Constellation shows that the USG, United States government, is not only aware of UAPs and TUO, which I'm not sure what that means, but also foreign state efforts to replicate UAP capabilities. The data with Immaculate Constellation reveals the capacity of the U.S. Armed Services and military intelligence community to detect, track, identify, and engage anomalous transmedium platforms. Immaculate Constellation also demonstrates the extent capability to detect, quarantine, and transfer UAP and RV collection incidents before they are observed and circulated within the military intelligence enterprise. Partially explaining why many otherwise cleared members of military and IC are unaware of UAP activities. Finally, the existence of Immaculate Constellation provides verifiable evidence of the witting participation by elements of the U.S. Armed Services defense civil service, and the intelligence community in a global surveillance and reconnaissance mission tasked with monitoring UAPs and ARVs and RVs.
One question. What?
Basically, what they're saying is that it's a very secretive program that have been collecting data visually, like so pictures, videos, thermal, radar, and they're actually acknowledged, or this whistleblower said that there's other nations within this world that are doing the exact same thing. They have these also secret programs, so where they're
Are they affiliated?
No, or we don't know.
Okay.
I would assume not. I think it's like a
Country
race to the moon kind of thing, where like they're trying to find this technology to reverse engineer it and stuff.
Of course, it's like us just to be like, instead of figuring out just like what it is, who they are, what they want, it's like, how do we profit off the machines that you've built already?
Yeah.
How can we steal your plans?
But then it goes on to say that, I'll just read this one line. The multiple of wavelengths collected by these sensors have captured UAP characteristics that are difficult or impossible to observe with the human eye alone. So they're just saying that like like the jellyfish UFO that was in, was it Iraq or Afghanistan?
There was one in Mexico too, that we saw.
The Mexican one is what Mexican ones.
But it was not observable by the human eye. It was only picked up by thermal imaging.
Oh yeah,
of
the
this
floating one, yeah.
weird looking thing. But then they go on and break down just different types of UAPs, and that was the wildest part to me. They're like, these are the list of different types of UAPs, of how they look, what they do, and some of them had biological effects on humans of like that's wild to me that this is like documented stuff. This one they talk about, so there's like different stories of like different reports of like what military and stuff saw of these UAPs. This one was a disc, but it said that they use the clouds as concealment. So like they hide behind clouds or they appear as clouds. Dude. And it said that this one that was observed by the U.S. military was in between 200 and 400 meters in diameter. That's 1,300 feet.
Bro.
That was using the clouds as concealment.
That's so scary. That's frightening.
This is in Congress. Like this is what all these congressmen and congresswomen, they're reading this.
They're real. It's real. It happened. They saw it.
Yes.
Oh, how is this not bigger news?
And apparently, so they call it the boomerang or arrowhead UAP is one of the more rare UAPs to see.
Yeah.
Which I'm really convinced that's what me and Lily saw.
That video you showed me was scary.
Yeah. But this one was crazy. They talked about they observed this boomerang UAP and tracked against clouds by a sensor suit, whatever. But then it says, this line was just so crazy to me. It says, the UAP is observed rapidly decelerating to a stationary hover, followed by the sudden emission of a sphere of light from the junction of the two wings, they put in quotes, which expand to partially engulf the craft in a rotating sphere of light. And it says that's where the footage ends.
Sounds like a wheel.
So this thing
was
flying, it was booking it, and it just stopped, and it was hovering, and then the sphere of light just grew from the two wings, and then it just got engulfed in the whole thing, and that's where the footage stopped.
It's literally like a Star Wars jump to hyperspeed.
Yeah.
Hyperspace?
Yeah.
Sorry, Star Wars fans.
And this isn't like just a joke. This is like, we're in front of Congress talking about this stuff. But then the breakdown of the different UAPs and stuff, the one I thought was very interesting was the most common one to see is the sphere or the orb, which I'm fully convinced that's what I saw in Tennessee.
The orb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biological effects of that, it says close observers reported feeling an unease and the electronic devices malfunctioning.
Oh. I don't think we're
My unease was me peeing on my foot.
Yeah.
I was terrified. Mm-hmm. That was crazy.
Might have messed with your electromagnetic fields too.
But
Messing with your aim.
So there's like the sphere, the orb, and then it says the disc, saucer, oval, tic tac, the triangular UAP, boomerang, arrowhead, and irregular organic, which they said it looks like a brain with arms, like the jellyfish thing.
Yeah. Oh no.
And so it's not a one-time occurrence. Like these are all very much reported on within the Immaculate Constellation. They have footage, they have video, thermal, radar, all that stuff.
Yeah, witnesses.
Now,
all over.
Forgive my ignorance. This isn't meant to condescend, but just what are they aiming to achieve by exposing all of this?
I think there's multiple parts. I think one, by exposing it, it's showing that our government system is completely broken, and the fact that Congress and Senate and even potentially the president, the executive branch, they don't know about this secretive government department, because in reality, our U.S. government, we're supposed to be all open about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like these different...
it's like a non-regulated,
the House, the Senate, and the executive, they're all supposed to be working together for our government, right?
And on terms.
Exactly. And so, like, if there's a program from the executive branch of what they say that's ran by the White House, right? If it's not known to Congress and Senate, then it's just like, well, that you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't just have this secretive program. And so it's like exposing, like, hey, well, we got to get rid of these secretive programs and like let the people know.
That does seem like a non-consequential thing to dismantle government with, though. And again, I'm just playing like devil's advocate just to have the conversation. But
Yeah.
if your aim was to like not expose something, where like, we're not exposing current operatives in foreign countries or issues like that, it's like, let's just go after them by doing something in the air.
Yeah, my conspiracy opinion is that they're only doing all this stuff because they're setting the stage for a potential
blue beam
acknowledgement attack from these UFOs.
Yeah.
But what was crazy about the congressional hearing too is that they all talked about they came from the ocean. They're not they said they're interdimensional, but a lot of them are observed from coming up from the ocean.
That was one of my things. Like they were talking about how fast these things were coming out of the water. And it's like, this is happening. This is real.
Yeah. Lou Elizondo, he said, so, what's our congresswoman from Florida? She's in Miami area. She follows us on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
But she asked the question, like, is it possible that there are humans inside these vehicles? And Lou Elizondo said, like, the human body is able to withstand, I think, up to 9 Gs, right?
Yeah.
Of force. He said, a lot of these vehicles are observed going 2,000 to 3,000 Gs. No human body can withstand that. Obviously, you turn into mush. And he's like, that's what we're observing. So if there's a human inside of it, it's highly unlikely.
And if it's being remotely activated, like directed, how?
Yeah.
And so like there's so many questions, no matter what you go on. Also, we had a ninja fam in this hearing. Someone who watched. No, that's what I'm saying. Like the senator, the girl.
Oh yeah, the congresswoman. Yeah.
We had somebody in that hearing that listens to ninjas.
Yeah, I've asked her if she wants to come on, and she has said, yeah, maybe.
Dude, we got to.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's huge. That's amazing. I don't know. We should have said like, hey, can we get seats? Can we get in there?
But what I thought was crazy was we talked about it a while ago. I mean, it was a couple episodes ago. Not a couple. It was a good while ago.
It's a year ago, dude.
Probably.
Yeah.
Remember in 1561 in Nuremberg, Germany?
Yeah, the UFO war. Yeah. In the sky.
Well, the UFOs or UAPs that they describe is every single one on this list. This picture. And the one that stuck out to me the most was the arrowhead one.
Dude.
So.
See, that's crazy, man.
1561.
Corey, what are these things?
Dude, I don't know.
Are they aliens? Are they like a species of animal on Earth that's really smart? Or are they heavenly or demonic? What do you think?
Let me just read this from the 1561 Nuremberg thing real quick. It says, according to the broadsheet, what the thing I just showed you, around dawn of the 14th of April, 1561, quote, many men and women of Nuremberg saw what a broadsheet describes as an aerial battle, quote, out of the sun, followed by the appearance of a large black triangle object and exhausted combatant spheres falling to earth in clouds of smoke. The broadsheet claims the witnesses observed hundreds of spheres, cylinders, and other odd-shaped objects that moved erratically overhead. The woodcut illustration depicts objects of various shapes, including crosses, with or without spheres on the arms, small spheres, 2 large crescents, a black spear, and a cylindrical object from which several small spheres emerged and darted around the sky at dawn. I mean, it's the whole list.
Yeah, man. We got to look into that battle more. What happened after that in Germany's history in those areas? I wonder.
What year?
Because things had to have changed. 1561. Things had to have changed. That's wild, man. I don't like that.
A crazy connection people made, and it could be a pretty far-fetched connection, but I thought it was pretty interesting, of them talking about them coming up from the ocean and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Jesus cast out those demons? It said, "I'm Legion."
Into the
pigs
off the cliff.
It said, like, just don't let our spirits wander. Like, throw us into something. Like, put us into this herd of pigs. And then
they had a plan.
They went into the pigs, and the demon-possessed pigs ran into the ocean.
Yeah. Do you think they were just committing, suicide?
Or were they going back to...
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, could they not... Oh, I don't know, man.
It's weird.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Super scary.
I think there truly is a great deception we're in the middle of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, is the news covering that congressional hearing a lot?
Yeah, I mean, a decent amount.
Because that would be the thing.
But
if they weren't
they don't even know what to
promoting
report
it.
on.
Yeah.
But
if there is a script, but the news ain't gonna know about it because you want honest reactions from the news people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
If Project Bluebeam did happen, you don't want these news people to be actors. You want these people to be reacting real, right? Like,
yeah.
So you would have to hide that.
My prediction is that I don't think there would even be a Project Bluebeam. I think that it could be real entities that pose a real threat, but it's like in cahoots with this agenda of the progression of the end of days kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's leaders on this earth who have probably made some pretty bad deals with some pretty bad people.
Yeah.
Who might be in on this whole big plan.
I don't know.
I always get stuck up on the thing what Trump and Elon said when they said, like, this will be the last time. When they said, like, just vote this once, you'll never have to vote again. It's like, what do you mean by that?
They explained it. They said, like, because
they feel like it just like
it ruined democracy. And it's just like,
but it's just a weird.
It was a pretty broad term to,
Dude, my question is, I want to know what the Maui laser looks like, because this would also be something to pass the buck onto if your tech got discovered. If your weather control tech was from above or something like that, and you could see it, affecting, what if it was orbs of lightning? Like, that's how they heat up the cloud or something like that. Like, if that's what it looked like.
We need to start doing some more alien mysteries that are happening out on the water.
Yeah.
There's got to be some more. Because we're hearing all these stories about people on land seeing stuff. There's got to be some weird stories on the water.
Okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I watched the full series on Netflix. Just came out. It's called Alien Investigation with George Knapp.
Yeah, is it good?
Very good. But dude, I don't know how this footage isn't everywhere.
It's real footage?
Yes.
Oh,
okay,
no.
so listen to this. This guy, they were talking about aliens, quote unquote aliens, being underwater, having bases underwater. So they sent this guy, this diver, who's an archaeologist diver, off the Guadalupe Island or whatever, off the West Coast. And he did some diving. They did the ROV thing at night. And while they were doing the ROV thing, they spotted like some really weird formation rocks underwater, like with right angles and stuff. And they're like, that's pretty weird. But as they're talking, the cameraman goes, like, holy bleep.
Yeah.
What is that? And dude, above them was like just this orb just floating, and like it like went off and like came back, and they're like, this is weird. And so they
It's not like an animal or a fish or anything.
No, it was in the sky.
Oh, it's in the sky.
As they're doing the underwater stuff, this orb in the sky.
I thought it was in the water with them. Okay,
but
so
this is where it gets crazy.
Okay.
Is that while they're so they're like, that was really weird to see. So let's set up cameras on the boat. And so while we're sleeping, just see if anything is out there. And as they were sleeping, this orb comes down to the water and then goes bloop, just goes underwater. This light orb just goes into the water, and they got it on video.
What?
That's
And I'm like, how is this?
insane.
How is this not like? How is this just exclusive to this show on Netflix?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was like 4K footage of this orb just going bloop into the water, just going down.
And it's confirmed.
Oh yeah.
Was this like a recent video?
Yeah.
This is so scary. I don't like things being in the water.
Dude, I just had a thought.
It's so much scarier when they're coming from above.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every AI robot looks kind of like what? A human,
Yeah.
right? Because its creators are what?
Human.
Human. The jellyfish UAP
Octopus
looks like that, right?
Yeah.
So what if this is tech created to look like its originators? Have you seen a big fin squid? They've only seen them 10 times. This last photo comes from the Tonga Trench.
Ew.
Ew.
That's nuts.
We've talked about the
strange?
theory of octopus.
Yeah, I
being,
know, but what if
Oh,
these
yeah.
things aren't actually squid?
like,
Because, like, what the? Those are like
And how big they used to get.
crab-like
I
legs.
hate that.
There's another photo.
Dude, if they turn out to be squids, I'm going to be so mad.
Flying squids.
Yeah, that looks like an alien.
That looks like
Yeah,
the UAP.
no.
But if that's the tech there,
Either way, all this stuff is super weird to me. I don't know what to make of it, but I urge everyone, don't take it at face value, please, because we're talking about these things have like a great comparison since 1561 of a recorded woodcut drawing of like they observed the same exact stuff in the air.
Yeah.
But like, why are we talking about it now in the U.S. government? Why is all this really weird stuff happening? Why did a Hopi chief in the very early days talk about a man in a red cap ushering in this whatever? Like, just, everyone just read your Bible.
Just pick up your Bible and don't drop it.
But don't be deceived. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, just be ready all the time. Question yourself every day. Am I getting this right? Am I on the right track?
pray for discernment.
Yeah.
Seriously, because like when it talks about in scripture that there will be many that are deceived, even believers, like, so it has to be something very deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like all Christians, like growing up hearing that, they're like, well, of course I would know what the deception is.
Yeah.
You probably won't.
well, there's a problem in American Christianity. Like, we've referenced a ton of scriptures on this podcast, but if we've done that, like, I'm not calling you, me. I'm not saying we're liars, but you really need to go to that passage and study it for yourself and formulate your own thoughts from the original text. Same way when you go to a church, your pastor is doing a good work, but make sure he's doing a good work. Study the Bible, know it for yourself. So,
Yeah.
like, if you hear us reference something, don't take it at face value. This is an encouragement to look deeper.
Even though
Or
we've never been personally wrong biblically.
Right.
Never.
I'm
Be a
just,
lot
I
of
just
never.
want, I just want people
Yeah.
to catch up to
Due
where we
diligence.
are.
Yeah.
Cover all bases.
Anyways, let's cover more of this on Patreon.
Yes. I am going to tell you a fun Thanksgiving story.
And I have
It's very
another,
fun.
I have another reel.
And make sure to get this hoodie that is limited time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It won't be for sale. So
Yep.
get it now.
And store-wide for Ninja merch, 30% off.
Also want to give a shout out real quick to Zach and Chelsea. Is it Mulford?
Mulford, yeah.
Mulford? They sent us
So stinking cool.
the day JFK was assassinated from the Washington Post, the newspaper.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
This
that's
is real.
Never been opened.
Well,
I'm
sure
sure
was
it
open.
has been open. It's a
Oh.
little ripped, but what
Great
a-
condition.
What a gift.
Especially for the office. This is going to
Yeah,
be great.
We're gonna frame it and
Put it right up there.
it's
if you
dope.
wanted to.
That is awesome.
Also, shout out. Do you have any of the leashes here?
I do.
Blackjack's Leather, guys, go to their website, blackjacksleather.com. You can use Ninja for a code for 10% off. This dude just sent us like all of our dogs freaking awesome leather leashes.
Really?
Heavy
Custom.
duty. And yeah, it would have
Also,
the
these
names on it and
coasters.
everything.
He did
Yeah,
these
and the
coasters.
coasters. Dude, and I'm going to have to get collars because I need matching now.
I got a little Freemason logo.
We got a little alien. I got a little Bigfoot over there. It's so cool. So thank you so much. So go to blackjacksleather.com. Incredible stuff. They have customizations. I got to get collars now. So cool. The guys are the best. Fans are the best. But make sure, listen, we're going to continue this conversation over on patreon.com/ninjas of butterflies. You download the app today. Cancel anytime you want. But I promise you're not going to want to because you get behind the scenes footage. You get whenever we could do lives and movie nights, we do them. But you get an extra episode every week. You get your full episodes early. Sometimes we drop them on Mondays when it's not supposed to come out till Friday.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. And we have discount codes on the merch as well. So that 30% off, I think they can maybe even use their code. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Try it. Don't rob us, but take it.
Yeah.
If it works.
And go to SundayCool.com if you need any custom merch, stickers, hats, whatever.
We do it here in-house. Let us do your merch for your company. Or if you know a person that owns a business.
Or your church or your
talk
camp
to them.
or
yes,
your mother.
Everyone needs shirts. Everyone needs stickers. Order through SundayCool.com.
You get it.
I do.
He gets it.
I get it.
Because
Corey,
he writes the checks.
Corey, thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me again, back to back.
Back to back,
Special.
baby.
I think everyone kind of wants you now instead of Lila. I think everyone likes you a lot more than Lila, so you may have to come back permanently.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, pal. Love you.
That's right.
Okay, we love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts. Ninjas are dead!
Can you do faces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headphones off. Reaction. Looking at the camera typically does better.
Ah.